Monday. I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction Monday. I am the governor of college football, and with me is a guy that needs no introduction, the mayor of college football, Downtown Nino Brown. Also with us tonight. I'm super excited for this because whenever Nino and Boomer on the same screen, one, we're going to see magic. Two, we're going to at least get one or two arguments, and I'm going to throw some jabs in there at the same time. My dog, Jared Boomer Gray, how you feeling, brother?
Hey, Boomer, sir, always. I mean, I'm good, bro. Hey, it's hate week. I mean, it's hate week.
I love it, man. I see that jersey you got there in the background. You got a few of them, man.
My guy's repping this year. He repping.
He is for sure. You saw the conversation he had with the heckler. And
I was in on that. Hey, you can't take Bakewick from Bake. That's the one thing.
Not
he gonna beat you.
Nino, how you feeling, brother?
I'm good, man. We can continue in this conversation we start the show off with, but every week of college football just seems to be getting better and better and better. I think, this one was a little bit woohoo, but I think this week coming up is going to be a little bit more of the woohoo as we get into it.
I agree with you 100%. Can our hearts take this? Can it continue to take this madness that we're getting week in and week out? It's been truly incredible. Both Texas and Penn State are outside of the top 25 for the first time since 2022. Is there any way either of these teams can recover this season for a possible playoff push? I probably shouldn't have even said playoffs, but or are both of these teams done? Tell me some of the problems you guys see with both of these teams. Go ahead, Boomer. You can start first.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to give Texas love right now just because if you went out, first of all, rhetoric robbery this weekend, you know how it is. If you went out with all the drama that you've got going with their schedule, they're going to climb back in. And then, I mean, I understand that who you've lost to, but, you lose to who I've said was the number one team. Until you beat the king, you ain't the king. You're not the king. So beating Ohio State at Ohio State's a travel anyway. You kept it close. Now, and I said this the other day in our group, I feel like Florida is that team. They're Oklahoma from last year. Their defense was really solid with not a great offense. Mm-hmm. But if you win out, including, this week, you have a legit chance to be something. I'm going to stay away from Penn State because I was absolutely baffled by that game last week.
They don't talk to me.
Can we stop with all Arch man? It's going to be the first pick in the NFL draft. Yeah, done with that shit.
I think we're done with that.
We done said it for a minute. Boy needs to grow in the game. He got to get better. Right now, again, the best thing we're seeing out of him is his legs still. Yep. It's sad to say. I mean, I think the kid's got talent. I just think he's got an tremendous amount of pressure on his back put to him by his family. And it's hard to live up to the hype. Not everybody's built for that, that spotlight, I guess. But they can't run the ball with shit. And I don't know what's going on because they spend a lot of money, in recruiting and through the portal. They should be able to protect him and they should be able to run the ball. And it seems as though, in these losses, they are getting out physicaled in the trenches. They are getting pushed around. And it's crazy to me because this D-line, they should be making noise, and this offensive line is letting every other defensive line kind of get Manning to kind of see the ghosts or feel the pressure when the pressure's not there. Outside of Anthony Hill Jr., I haven't seen a consistent defensive player on that line, in that front seven or whatever. I mean, everybody else has just kind of been hit or miss, but I don't know. You say you think they're going to creep back in. I mean,
again, they'd have to win out, and otherwise, it's not happening. Like I see it.
Right.
I see at least two more L's in the schedule. Like I think we see a reversal last year. This week coming up, I think we're going to see. I think Texas might be lucky to get 10. Right? There's no swagger left in them. Their psyche's kind of ruined right now. They're backpedaling and they're coming to a team. Yes, they may not have their best quarterback in at play, but they're cooking, right? They're getting better, and Arbuckle's starting to get comfortable with this scheme in this, on a new team, and maybe they find an RB1 this week for Oklahoma. But I don't know. Texas has got a rough schedule. I got them like 9-4, 8-5, dude, and that is not a playoff team to me.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Now I know we got a Penn State guy in the comments section. Shout out to Penn State Sport Talk. Appreciate you guys being here. But with my problem with them is you're not playing the right guy. Why is how does your coach James Franklin come out and say we need to get Katron Allen more opportunities, and they give him 8? The dude's averaging 7 yards per carry. You continuously keep bringing the bell on Nicholas Singleton. He's I don't know what it is, but he's the worst back in the room. And when Drew Aller is getting better yards after contact than Nicholas Singleton, we have a problem. I'm going to stick to the same thing with Drew Aller. When it's crunch time and the bullets stop flying, I feel like he doesn't see things as clear as some of the guys, in the top 5. Or we have in the top 5. I feel like when the bullets get flying, it doesn't slow down. It's not the Matrix for him. You know what I mean? Where he could just pick things apart. I feel like he kind of gets a little flustered. And they never UCLA. Let's just talk about the team that they just lost to. They never ever in the lead. UCLA never trailed, right? Like UCLA Penn State was against a team that was winless and had lost to 2 G5 programs. One program they paid $1.5 million to and got smoked by against New Mexico. Like back-to-back losses like this. This could be, the thing that pushed the Rock over the edge. Just enough for. I don't know if Penn State can recover. They have the talent, yes, but back-to-back weeks with Sutton, like, what's going on?
I just don't know how you hold Oregon to 30 and you let UCLA score 42.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
They crack to come up with a game plan and then execute it. Hey, and 2 times his headphone was above his head. He's calling a 4th and 1, and he's like, "Oh shit, I got to put the thing down." Like I don't know. I just felt like you're looking at a probably $30 million coaching staff, maybe more than that. I might be more than that.
Was that Nico's best game in college football?
It took a new Heisel
ever
to unlock that dude. He was the best.
10-2 is definitely still on the schedule, but also 8-4 is still on the schedule. 7-5 is still on the schedule. If you guys not playing to your ability, my problem is we saw this last year. We saw this against USC last year. They got behind. Thank goodness USC was able to make that comeback last year, and it was one of the best games I've seen in Drew Allen's career because I don't think that Penn State is built to be able to win games from behind. My issue with Penn State is, where do we begin to adapt? When do we begin to learn? Well, you know what? When we went on that trip last year to Southern California against USC, we struggled in the first half. We was extremely sluggish. So what do you learn from that experience and you add that into this year's experience? I understand you're coming off a heartbreaking loss in overtime to Oregon, where your offense decided to come alive at the beginning of the 4th quarter. 3 points through 17 minutes is you on that Dan Landon. If you think we're going 7-5 or 8-4, you lost to UCLA, dog.
And my question, and this is a real question.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Northwestern beat UCLA. Northwestern just scored 42 last week. Northwestern only allowed 14 points to UCLA. And I you know me, I've always been, hey, Northwestern plays tough football.
They do.
And you got somebody that's on a low and you've got to play hard-nosed football. Watch out. Like, I'm going to say right now, Northwestern probably covers.
I want Penn State to let Katron Allen be the RB1, and it's time at week 7.
I agree with that.
It's time for them to unleash Luke Reynolds. Let this dude be the best receiver on your team, because he is the best receiver on your team. He's not Tyler Warren, but you can start using this dude in the Tyler Warren-esque type plays. You know what I mean? I don't want him coming out of the backfield in some screen types, runs, but start unlocking this kid, because I think you start unlocking him. Now some of these defenders got to stay true. Okay, wait a minute. We got to bring his safety down in the box. Now he's starting to give, he's starting to go to zone. He's starting to give little pockets for Drew Aller to throw the ball around. I'm still waiting for Trevor Pena. I'm still waiting. I mean,
Yeah.
it's.
I think the kid Ross is underutilized as well. But Penn State Sports Talk, believe it or not, I'm with you. I was very high on Penn State heading into the season. I thought that their return of production was outstanding. I thought that they got the coaching staff together. You know, Andy Kotelnicki is a thorn in the side of all Penn State fans, but Jim Knowles, I thought, was an outstanding hire. If there is a team that is built to be able to beat an Ohio State, it's definitely Penn State. But like losing to UCLA, we can't just overlook that game. We can't just say, oh, you know what, it was a bad game. We had to go out west. Yes, all of that is true, but you did the same thing last year versus USC. We have to be able to adapt in this sport. And that's it's a bad loss, bro. We've seen UCLA play, was it New Mexico? We seen them play Northwestern. We seen them play Utah. And I get it. It's probably difficult to, figure out what that Tino Sinceri system looked like versus what the jury, how you say his name, Newsel, or however you say his name? Neuheisel. Yeah. What that system's going to be like. I get it. I get that a bunch of things are working in your favor, against your favor, coming off of a heartbreaking loss at Oregon. But that's not a good loss, dog.
I will say he is right. Oregon beat him up, and I think they were kind of licking their wounds, trying to heal a little bit, get back to it. Maybe this question, maybe they not have as much depth as I thought that Penn State was one of the deepest rotational defenses out there. Oregon's deep too, and it was a battle. My thing is if Nico was able to do what he did in that game, I'm concerned for the game late in the season against Dylan Raiola, because they are a locomotive and people are underestimating Nebraska. And I'm not saying that they're at the Penn State caliber right now, but at the end of the year when they battle, they could be at a level of Penn State. Man, the more confidence that kid gets, that could be fireworks, and that's a huge one. I think Penn State has a better chance of getting into a playoff, in my opinion, than Texas does right now.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that 100%, especially with that gauntlet. All's not lost with Penn State. They could definitely get it together. I think Penn State Sports Talk made an outstanding point about Notre Dame losing to NIU. This loss was just so unexpected heading into the season. Alrighty, so speaking of the AP poll, we got to see the Hurricane train this weekend enter Tallahassee, beautiful city of Tallahassee, and Doak Campbell Stadium, and that game wasn't as nearly as close as the scoreboard indicated. Is Oregon or Miami the best team in the country? And if it's not them two, who you all think? Well, I know who Boomer thinks is the best team in the country. Let's start with Nino with this question.
In Space Jam, when they stole everybody and then they had, the Monstars.
The Monstars had the powers. Yeah.
I don't know if Mario Cristobal stole something from people, but man, it seems like the Monstars, when it comes to the trenches with these guys, even the running game, and it's physical. And I don't want to say I told you so. I know,
you got the right to say I told you so.
D-Nile is not here because he was kind of on the fence about Carson Beck, but some of those bucket throws that he made against Florida State, boy, he's starting to prove maybe his offensive coordinator right that he could possibly be a number one pick.
QB1.
Or QB1 in this draft. The way that they close lanes is scary. Hey, they let quarterbacks and running backs think they got it. And then poof, it ain't no lane to go. You just got manhandled. Ruben Bain. I was saying in the year that Caleb Downs was probably the best defensive player in college football.
Yeah, and I won't veer from that.
Ruben Baines is starting to make a little bit of a case for that as being the top defensive player in college football. Because it's not. I know they play two different positions, and Caleb Downs can be everywhere, but it's the impact that they make. Yeah, what Ruben Bain does in games is insane. But you know what? So does Mateo Ugalale, and he doesn't get enough credit for it.
He doesn't.
He takes just as much of an impact. These defenses are so gosh darn eerily similar, between Scott and Thomas for Miami, and then, Thiemann, Flowers, and I will mess up his name, so I'm just going to go with Iffy as a dude, physical, turnover machines. They get after the ball, and then Bain and Matulale, Moore and Carson are kind of, they got to be right there neck and neck to what they've been playing lately. And then I think it just comes down to coaching for me. And I think in a game like this, when you're talking about who's the better team, Lanning don't make mistakes. Oh, he hasn't yet. And for a guy, when you hear Signetti say like he's one of the new up and coming powers, and 40-6, like 40-6 as a head coach,
that's crazy. That's nasty work.
What was Nick Saban when he first started out as the head coach? I don't think he was 40-6. Like, we can go digging through the archives,
right?
But one hand, maybe that you could talk about people that started out 40-6
at big programs. Like they were supposed to struggle their first year in the Big Ten.
Yeah, they were going to go to the Big Ten, and they were going to be, all right, we're not the big fish.
They haven't even lost yet.
Now they're favorites. Like they're favorites of the conference they just came into. Hi, how you doing? We're here to take over. Hold my beer. And he might be on that Dan Lannon. He might be on that smelling salt. I don't give a shit what he's on, but he's got his kids buying into a program, and it continues every single year to get better. Hey, remember Malik Benson? We thought he was a bust. He ain't a bust out in Eugene, right? Now, granted, obviously, people got hurt. What's his name? I forget the gentleman who got hurt earlier in the season. Who was that star wide receiver that got hurt? Why am I drawing a blank right now? Evan Stewart. Yeah. So, Malik Benson gets the opportunity. But, I mean,
is he coming back this year?
I don't believe so. That was ACL.
Okay.
He done for the year. But, like, you look at the, wide receivers, Tony, Daniels, and then often at tight end. I mean, you go neck and neck. Moore, right? Benson and Sadiq, who might be the best tight end in college football. Yeah, I think the only edge I got here is I'm going to give to Dan Lanning. So I would have to say Oregon's the best program in college football.
The coaching for sure.
Hey, Wanda, you brought it up, so I'm going to bring. I figure I'd look it up for you. Nick Saban's first 50 games, right? 38-12.
So right now, Dan Lanning got the edge.
Yeah, and that's impressive. But damn.
I mean, it's from the same tree, so the apple don't fall from the tree.
Right, but for sure.
Yeah, man, like, and when he gets the best out of not just his players, he gets the best out of his coaching staff. He gets like you. How many?
I think his first year was 6-6. So he lost 6 games over the next 50.
Yeah. So all right. Right, I'm with it.
That's wild. That's wild.
That's impressive.
Now, we're getting the thing is early year 5 of Dan Lanning, right? Year 5 in his coaching career. Oregon. I want to say 5, maybe it's 4. This is 4. Year 4. This is year 4.
2024. Right? Yeah, it's 20. It's 4.
This is year 4. I mean, we've already got I'm talking about cinematic billboard material out of this dude. Like, you got that chant when Colorado was talking shit, right? And we were like, oh, I don't know. This don't seem like. Do you see what he said in the whiteout? Like, we are about to get our ass kicked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you won't see coaches being out there. And what do you think that does to his players? What do you think that does to Dante Moore? That's like a fire under his ass. Mateo's ready to go kill somebody on that field.
We go back to that one real quick. Coaching changes everything. Yeah. Right. And you Nino, from the get-go, Dante Moore was his guy, by the way. Just let's go back 3 years from now. Like Dante Moore, he didn't believe in any of them, right? So props to you on that one. Dante Moore just needed a good coach.
And a system that fits him.
The
Chip Kelly system.
But a lot of people thought that the other system would be good for him at UCLA with Chip Kelly. So
if Chip Kelly,
that's because there were some promises that Chip Kelly had made to him and his family that he wouldn't utilize them, as a running quarterback, and he did the exact opposite and utilized them as a running quarterback.
Or you could have used him just like Mariota, and you didn't do it.
but Chip wasn't all in either. I mean, Chip was giving you game plans from you're right. You
are 100% correct about that.
So.
Yeah, Chip would definitely. Both of these teams play with a great deal of aggression. I think you've said everything. As far as the coaching is the biggest edge, and really that what makes or breaks a lot of teams. Now, I do believe in what PJ Fleck said this past weekend. It was. I thought his comments were amazing. I'm not sure if you all saw that. He said that Ohio State is the best team he's seen in like a decade.
I mean. I'm gonna stay with him.
I already know, Boomer. You was on top of it from the jump, from the beginning of the season. So
until you beat the man, you ain't the man, and they're the champ. So
Oh, I'm with you, and I have a funny feeling Dan's going to see the man, and then we're going to have this conversation again.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait. I mean, I think that's what everybody wants. I think everybody wants to see them, face each other.
Big Ten championship is going to be fireworks, bro.
But and I'm going to stay with we'll get to it. I guess we'll get to it in a little bit. We'll get to it in a little bit. I'll get to mine.
All right, bet. So we got a bunch of Week 7 previews. One getting into the American Conference is currently having a renaissance with 2 teams in the AP poll top 25 in Memphis and in South Florida. Also, North Texas deserves to be in that conversation as well as Navy. They're also deserving of looks. Huge game this weekend. Number 24 USF is taking on red hot North Texas. Boomer and Nino. Who are some of the players we want to watch for in this game? And who do you like in this game? Who do y'all think will win this game?
Go ahead.
Go. No, Boom, you go. You're the guest. You haven't been on as
I'm the guest finally. It sucks. You already know this. You already know this. Listen, the one team that has played somebody this year and legit somebody and beat somebody is South Florida.
For sure.
And listen, I love North Texas. They had a kid that used to play there at quarterback from Oklahoma, little short dude that beat Arkansas in the game. That was their highlight for me. But you're hanging 54 on Charlotte, and you're again playing SC State, but you beat Florida. It's more than Texas did. So let's go with that one. My biggest one with that is their quarterback's been solid. Their defense has played really well. Defense wins championships. It is what it is. So Brown's been not phenomenal. He had a decent, 4 interceptions. I think he's averaging right now, 19 for 32. But Brown running the ball has been ridiculous. 162 yards rushing against Charlotte, which, I'm here for it. He's their best player. Byron Brown is the best player on their team, offensively, I think. I think he's the reason that you're going to see them win on the offensive side of the ball. But I think their defense is what shuts North Texas down. I like North Texas. I do. I'm a big fan. But South Florida's tested, and that's the difference for me.
Yeah.
This is where me and Nino get to do us.
Well, here's the thing. I agree with you with their tested, okay? But I don't know if they've kind of been the same since the test. Once they failed one of the tests, they didn't seem, I don't know if they've.
I said they got beat by Miami. I'm here. I get it, but you also are arguing Miami's possibly the top 2 team in football.
Agreed, and this is where I struggle a little bit. But you look at a defense that's allowing they're allowing 20 or less points per game, and they're beating opponents by 24 or more points a game, right? With the kid, mind you, that they pulled off, literally the Home Depot line. The kid hadn't started a game since he was a freshman in high school, I think it was.
Right.
And then played in a bowl game, went Buckwild, mess maker, and hasn't thrown an interception yet. It's 11 tutties, 0 picks, 70% completion. And that's not even the best kid on the freaking team. Caleb Hawkins, true freshman, ready? RB 98 in the 2025 class. Got 7 tutties, and he's literally taken over this room. Mackenzie McGill was the starter off the rip, 63 attempts, but now Hawkins in the last 3 weeks has got 30 plus attempts, 307 yards, he's averaging 7.3 yards. Excuse me, per attempt, and he's a receiving threat at 6 foot 220. This kid is a bomb of a human being. He's only a freshman. I agree with you. USF is tested and they have a great D, but I think people are underestimating. I feel like what you're seeing with North Texas, and they might be a year away, but I feel like Eric Morris is kind of getting the early Alec Golis treatment. He had a lot of guys around him that were good. And now he's taking the same guy. And then now it took Golis 2 or 3 years. Now it's starting to give him, a lot, not us, but a lot of people starting to give him respect for, he's doing it on his own. He's doing it his way. I think Morris is right there. A young guy coming up, got a young staff with him. Look, Messi beat out Puffing, whatever his name is, Puff the Magic Dragon, Reese Puffin, who went to Miami and was supposed to battle Cam Ward last year. The only thing he battled was what side of the bench he was going to sit on. But you know what I mean? Like, and then this kid came out of nowhere and took his lunch, and they're cooking.
Obviously, I'm a Hawkins fan. He's from Shawnee, Oklahoma. He's a dude. How does he get out of the state when Oklahoma State has had a really good running back? 2 or 3 years. How do you Tulsa? Listen, Tulsa's a different one. Like it costs they're a private school, but 6'2", 200 pounds, and runs as good as any running back we've seen right now. Like you said, he's a dude.
Right.
He ain't gonna be at North Texas next year.
I don't think so. That's why I said, they got to get it
done
right
get
now.
A bag to go somewhere. So he might be in Texas. He ain't gonna be at North Texas.
He won't be at North.
He might be at Texas Tech. He might be at Texas A&M. He might be at Texas. He ain't gonna be at North Texas.
Well, if North Texas gets ranked in the top 25 by the end of next week, we might be talking about a different tune. Now, my thing is can Nimrod stretch the defense? Chase Nimrod, the wide receiver, because if he can't,
I like Nimrod a lot.
Because if he can't, then it's going to become relying on Brian Brown to do it with his legs. And I don't know if you kind of squeeze him in to a little pocket here and, eliminate one of his tools, I don't know if Brown can carry this team. And North Texas is a fast defense that gets after the ball. So, yes, they may get over aggressive, then he might break 1 or 2. But the continued hits, and if he takes one, is he going to be getting out early, not wanting to throw the ball? A little bit of pressure, I got to go. So, the key is, I think, for USF is if Nimrod can stretch the field and Brown can get it to him. And then the other way is if North Texas gets these long, sustainable drives where they're pounding the shit out of USF's defense. By the end of the game, man, by the late third, fourth quarter, you could see, North Texas just play that early rocky roll, take the hits, stick around, just be there. And then all of a sudden, all right, now we're way down. We're going to give Hawkins the ball and just run it down your throat.
They're a weird team, right? Because, South Alabama wasn't really completely out of the game, right? But then you beat the brakes off of Army, right? Washington State wasn't even in the same building.
They got smoked. They did North Texas hand in their ass.
That was an absolute mollywhopping, but then Western Michigan was a 3-point loss by 3. Now give you as well as I do, the first 2 games, you're trying to fill yourself out, trying to figure out who we are. Then we go spank Washington State. But then was it a high off of Army beating South Alabama, who's 1-4? And they're going to be as hyped as they're ever going to be probably all year for this game. So
under the lights too.
Yeah, that's going to be
Friday night.
Wait to be at home. If I'm coaching football in the first 2 games in the morning. However, we just found out the 12U team that we're going to play is already forfeited. And they don't want to play my kids because they ain't trying to get waxed because we trying to hang 40 on you this week. So they already forfeited, which means I could technically drive down to Texas.
Oh, don't mess with me, Boom.
I'll be done at about noon. It's about an hour and a half to 2-hour drive from where we're playing in Antlers, Oklahoma, which is nowhere, by the way. Absolute.
Nowhere.
I've never heard of
There's nothing there. If you sneeze, you're going and you blow by the stoplight, you're passing the football field into the next, county. So, however, it is literally an hour and a half from there, which is my game should be over at noon because 10 o'clock and 11:15. My 10U team is dogs. You already know my son Brayson's stupid. We're gonna hang 40 at halftime, and I'm probably say,
"See ya."
I'll see y'all later. So I'm going to try to get down to Dallas, whether I'm at the game or outside screaming at somebody. I'm working on it. I gotta stop at some barbecue on the way down to get some Texas Twinkies though. So
it's a 7 p.m. game on a Friday. If you want credentials, let me know. We can get you in the building.
Oh yeah.
So what I think about this game, why he's thinking, what I think about this game is that our friends out west, what do they know? Why do they think this is going to be a high scoring affair?
That's what I was saying. It's 67
over under
and a half.
67 and a half. I think if it's a low scoring game, this game favors USF 100%. They've been there. I think that's just their style of game. They're going to possess the ball. It's going to be. If this is a high scoring game, give me North Texas. If this is a high scoring game, give me North Texas. I think they have more tools in their belt. I think their fans are going to be amazing on a Friday night game in Texas.
Mean Green in Friday,
dude. Come on, man. I know Boomer knows what a Friday night
I'm
means.
telling you.
Yo,
I know they don't give a. I'm gonna tell you right now. They do not care. Mean Green loving it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you already know Texas football on Friday night is already crazy. The fact you can play a college football game under the lights on Friday night.
Woo, the whole town's shutting down.
A battle-tested team, right? This is what you're telling me, right? This is where the numbers don't the math don't math to me.
Sometimes
a battle-tested team, two games they were battle-tested against a team that pretty much saying played nobody, right? Yet the battle-tested team is only favored by 1.5.
You know what that means. You know 100%.
And the over-on is almost 70.
That's crazy.
There two teams who don't allow more than 22 points per game.
And that's what's wild to me right there.
Yeah.
What do they know that we
don't? They know something. They always do.
I'm going with North Texas. I'm staying with North Texas. I'm going to ride them. They're my team this year. They're my Cinderella. I think after this game, they're in the top 25. I mean, I got them in my top 25.
They're coming out of the American?
I have them. I've been telling you that for a minute. I think at some point they can, if they can beat
cannibalization in the American,
just like the Big
12. That's what I'm afraid of.
But I think because there's gonna be cannibalization in a lot of conferences,
right?
You got to start looking at sustainable wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
USF got 2. If North Texas beats USF, not only is the USF ranked game because now they're ranked, right? A sustainable win. You're beating a team that's already got 2 sustainable games under their belt. So this W means a little bit more. Scott.
For me, I just think South Florida wins this game. I think they've had 2 bye weeks if we're being honest. And then now they're going to win this game. They're going to win the next game and then lose to Memphis. I truly believe that.
Yeah, Memphis is the team I got winning.
Memphis is dog, dude. Like that. Yeah. Arkansas, listen, I understand it's still an SEC team, right? Just like South Florida beat an SEC team. So now we're going to get 2 teams that beat an SEC team. If that ain't the headlines and we don't get to see, this is why I really wanted to have, because going Memphis barbecue, by the way, awesome.
It is.
How awesome would it be to see those teams playing each other? And I haven't looked at the complete schedule for 2 weeks from now.
Game day should be.
But I could see a game day.
They will be obligated. They will be obligated.
It would be fun.
As much as you want to hype Brown up this year, Boom. I mean, in 2 of the 3 meaningful games.
He hasn't been great. Like I said, he hasn't been great.
Touchdown. He did.
Now, Boomer, in his defense, he did open it up with that. He said he hasn't been impressive passing the ball, but he has been pretty good running the ball.
He still got 160 yards rushing in the same game. He threw 4 touchdowns in too. So
yeah, but I mean, in the last
2 interceptions,
he got 7 yards rushing in the last 2 games. 2 games, 2 yards against Miami. He had 9 against South Carolina State. Carolina State.
He got pulled early though, didn't he?
Nueve.
Real quick, what are you doing against Florida?
What's that?
What are you doing against Florida?
He had 66 against Florida.
That's more rushing than Texas did. So,
wham, got it.
Sorry, I was just waiting for the alley-oop. Like I just needed it.
He said that greatly. Let's get to this next game, man. Oh man, I'm loving this. Alrighty, so we got another sneaky good game this weekend. A team that Boomers got to see up close and personal. We got Michigan traveling to SoCal to face the Trojans, who were, I believe, idle this weekend. What are some of y'all early thoughts about this game? Let's start with you first, Nino.
Holy shit, USC finally found a defense, huh? Yo, been a minute.
Lincoln Riley found a defense. Let's put that out there.
When was the last time, though, that we could say that the Trojans held a team to less than 26 points per game? I think they're right at like a little bit over 22 and a half or something like that.
It's been a while.
Top third of the country, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they have game changers. If they found them through the portal, fine, whatever. I don't give a shit. But Bishop Fitzgerald in the secondary is an absolute dude out of NC State. You got a guy that's got 3 picks, almost 30 tackles, right? He's got forced fumbles. He's everywhere. He's a guy, when he hit you, you might turn up and be looking out the side of your ear hole. And then Eric Gentry. Like, he's probably
he's a real deal.
Career year. He's
deal.
on pace to eclipse anything he had even his freshman year. Like, this dude is legitimate. And they're finally putting pieces together. Jaden Boom, I know we've talked about it many times. I ate crow a couple weeks ago because I want to say maybe Lincoln Riley can develop this kid. Right? Like, he came a little bit. We all said when he came there, we didn't know if he was going to beat Miller Moss, what the deal was going to be. He was kind of more of an unpolished QB. Like, he came out as a runner. He started to get better as a passer. Bro, this kid, he's another guy. No interceptions, I think, or 1 so far this year. This kid's cooking. And Lincoln Riley seems to be unlocking all of the beautiful assets, right? Wayman Jordan, who's the backup there? Eli, what's his name? I said this last week. I had trouble with
Sanders.
Sanders, the backup. He's getting unlocked. Makai Lemon is obviously, I think he's a top 2 wide receiver in the country. But coming into the season was supposed to be Jacoby Lane, and it's the Makai Lemon experience this year. And the tight end, Lake McCree, I think his name is.
And real quick, is Makai Lemon right now the Blitnikoff? Is he a finalist right now?
Facts.
Yeah.
100%.
Makai Lemon is Amon St. Brown. Amon St. Brown. That's what he is. That's Makai Lemon. Reincarnated, put back in the same jersey, maybe a different number. That's it. He does everything he can do. And he will do the same thing at the next level, when he's playing in the NFL.
He's the real deal. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to be top 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has to be.
He has to be. I would.
He's top 3. I mean, I think stats wise, I think he's number 1. But I mean, he's without a top 3.
But he got better stats than Jordan Tyson, and we all think that Jordan Tyson is the wide receiver.
Is amazing, right? Right. Now, Malachi Lemon is playing out of his mind. I think the thing that I noticed with Lincoln Riley this season, Lincoln Riley has always been a system guy. The air raid determines who's getting the ball. If you're running a 92 mesh and it's of course they're going to sprint all the way across. If it's a zone, they're going first hole. What I've seen him do this year is like, who are my guys? I'm going to find a way to get my guys the ball. Something he was unable to do with Zachariah Branch, who's actually having a renaissance year down in Athens this year. Yeah. And it's been frustrating actually watching that offense because you guys know I love the air raid throwing through. I was telling Nino about a week ago, I can watch a USC game and probably 80% to 85%, I can tell you what play it was. Like, that's how much of their system I know. And we've seen Lincoln Riley in person. He uses a cart about as big as his pack of guns. And I don't even think he has plays on that. I think he's just looking at the percentages of, what the defense is going to blitz on third down, what they like to do. I think that's all he has on that card. But, I think that's been the greatest difference. I think that's been the greatest difference with Lincoln Riley this year. Even in that tough loss against Illinois up there in Champaign, they still had opportunities to win that game. But he's been finding a way. Who are my dogs? Let me find a way to get my dogs the ball. That's the biggest difference I've seen with USC this year.
Yo, real quick. Alabama could use Justin Haynes right now, huh?
Oh, my God.
But I think what's odd is I think in this game, well, like I said, I opened up with the comments, is they found a defense. I think what we're so used to USC being exposed on, Michigan is a one-trick pony. Yes, he has 1,000 yards, but he has 3 total touchdowns passing. 3. He's a true freshman on the road. Like, do we forget how difficult?
Absolutely phenomenal stadium, by the way. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be loud as shit.
Oh, it's gonna be.
I hope he's ready to be audible and take it off because there's gonna be a lot of that going on in this game. I just
top 10, like also of your mascots, top 10 like spot where he slams the freaking sword into the
sets that place off
like that. And for me, like I mean, the Knowles.
Yeah, then we drop the
bro, that is so cool to me.
I think USC wins this game, and I think it's a flagstick game for their season. I think this is what turns it around and says, "Yo, not that they're having a bad year by any means, right?" I think it says, "We're contenders. We got a cup of coffee in the top 25 real quick with Cornell, but we're contenders, and we're going to show you that we're contenders because I was never a Michigan believer. I'm still not a Michigan believer. I think it's going to
I'm with
maybe
you there.
next year they may be something. But I think they're a one-trick pony.
I agree
And I
with that.
think that a team that can get after the ball, as it seems that the Trojans can this year, which is kind of crazy to say. I think that USC is going to win this game. No blowouts, don't get me wrong. But I'm going to take USC in this one.
I like that take.
I'm not. Here's the thing: it's even though USC is like they played Michigan State, they played, the teams that they played. Michigan hung around with Oklahoma, who, especially with their quarterback, is the top 5 team in the country, arguably the best defense that they're going to see all season. They beat Nebraska at Nebraska in a phenomenal game. I mean, going to Nebraska, which might have the best fan system in football. I mean, I think I've sold out like 100 and something games or something. It's wild. The number is ridiculous.
Yeah, it dates back to like the 70s, I think.
Yeah, that their fan is wild. There's nothing else to do in Lincoln, by the way. But
wasn't that the controversial call where they should have scored a touchdown and they took it back and all that horse manure in the Nebraska-Michigan game?
Well, again, I think there's probably a controversial call almost every single game that we've seen this year to a point. I mean, remember Virginia Tech last year, should have beat Miami, and that was the most BS for that. I mean, that was terrible. I mean, the fact it was a touchdown in reverse last year, that was one of the worst reverse calls I might have ever seen in football.
Yeah.
Especially to finish the game.
Just almost went in Illinois.
Don't get me wrong.
Beat a ranked Illinois team that was coming off of Indiana victory.
That whop.
You know what I mean? So they got whopped. We gained that confidence, and they were coming off of blood against USC. And
don't get me wrong. I mean, that playing Illinois and playing as tough as you did, right? I get it, and that's their high. Michigan's not coming off a high. They're coming in to play a team that's coming off a high, and I understand playing at USC, and I think it's going to be a good game. I hope it's a great game, because it's going to be a late game, because it's Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
I think Michigan wins. Now, if USC has the ball last, it's over. Like
I agree.
Do not take Lincoln Riley. If Lincoln Riley has the ball last, I don't care. Like offensive mind, one of the best offensive minds that in football history. Like it's wild, and I'll stay with that.
Yo, I'll tell you something right now. Don't play
I think Michigan win. I think Michigan stops that run game and ends up winning by 7.
Don't play like you did against Wisconsin. Do not play like that, because USC will beat you.
I agree with you. I got USC in this game. I think, if I'm being honest, I think Lincoln Riley needs this game more for his legacy than Sharon Moore needs this game for his legacy.
Sharon Moore got a legacy?
I'm telling you right now, if Sharon Moore loses another game or two, he might be gone.
You got to build a legacy before you just give it to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm with you. I hear you 100%. I guess I am helping him out with some of those wins that he got with Harbaugh was missing.
I mean, what did Michigan do to Purdue?
They were hung with him.
Did they play Purdue yet? USC beat Purdue 30-37, right? 17, sorry.
It was a close game.
Yeah, Michigan hasn't played Purdue yet. They played.
USC was close to the end, and then
yeah.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Nah, we're good, but yeah, I'm with Nino. I think what time? What's kickoff time is this game?
6:30 p.m. their time.
Okay, so this is like a 10:30 p.m. game.
Late, I think.
Yeah, even though we seen Duke go out west against Cal last week, being down like 14-0, and then come back and win in this game. Yeah, I got USC.
It says 6:30 p.m. So I mean, I'm gonna guess it's their time, but
okay.
It's probably 6:30 my time. So
you're central, right?
Yeah.
So it's saying 7:30 for me. So I'm thinking that's the Accra time. It's 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central, and then
which ain't bad for them. It's gonna be a 4:30 game for them. So
for sure, I agree with you 100%. All right, let's move along to this next game. We got a really good game in Columbia. I'm glad Nino picked this one. We got number 8 Alabama Crimson Tide taking on number 14 Missouri Tigers. Both of these teams are really good. I like both of the quarterback play I've seen out of both of these teams. I think Bro Perbilla is very underrated. Ty Simpson is playing outstanding. If I was to vote on a Heisman ballot based on success plus wins, I think you would have to include John Mateer in there. I think you would have to include Amar Hardy's probably leading the race if Missouri continues this race, but Ty Simpson is also up there. All righty, Boomer, we're going to start with you for this game. What you like about this game? Who are some of the players you're watching? Who you think going to
win? Missouri continues to, you know what? Missouri's who we thought they were going to be last year. Can we go there real quick? Because I thought Nino flat on said Missouri's probably the team to beat in the SEC with their schedule. Like, watch out. Like, maybe they just need a year to really like show up, and get something under their belt. Now they played South Carolina tough at home. I look at small things like that, but then it's not like they've played like a daunting schedule.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking UMass. They're a Minutemen for a reason. Missouri, Kansas. Sorry, Missouri, Kansas rivalry game. That game was really in Kansas's favor, and Jalen Daniels looked phenomenal in the first half, and then he decided to stay in the locker room.
That was one of the best games I've seen all year.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, just an absolute. But since then, they've played Louisiana, UMass, and beat South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all agree Ty Simpson's one of the best quarterbacks in football right now. DeBoer finally has a team looking like they're supposed to look. I think Saban probably called him and listen, dude. Do you want me to come replace you mid-season, or are you going to, show up and show out? Because this isn't Alabama football, right? This is. I don't know what this is. This is what Vanderbilt used to be. So I think that Ryan Williams is one of the best receivers in football. I think that Ty Simpson's playing really great. Missouri's, and the other side of it, Missouri's not tested, right? They hadn't played a great schedule, but they're playing really good football. If it was anywhere else besides Missouri, it would be a landslide the other way to me. But because it's Missouri, you play tough in Missouri. They're hard to play at home. They just are. They're a good team at home. I think it's going to go the other way for me. I've got Alabama winning 10 points.
10 points. I love it. Nino, talk to me.
I beat the drum on this team last year so much, and I really thought with who they had, the talent they had.
This is your Ole Miss for me.
Yeah.
And
just like Ole Miss, man, I think they might be better this year than they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
But what they kind of suck at on defense, Alabama ain't good at. Alabama doesn't run the ball well.
Which is wild, right? I mean, when's the last time they didn't have a good running back?
Exactly. Now, I know Jam Miller's back.
That's nothing.
It's been probably about 10 years, but I know Jam Miller's finally healthy. I know, or supposedly finally healthy. He coming back from injury. It takes a little bit to kick the dust off. But if this guy, there's a couple of dudes on this Missouri defense. I think the three guys combined got like 9 sacks, 15 tackles for them. They get after the ball. Ty Simpson is probably tied for first place in my Heisman consideration right now with Dante Moore.
I love it.
And then Ahmad Hardy, and then Ruben Bain, and then I'll probably have Marcel Reed right there and Carson Beck. But this one's, I keep seeing me all day. Once we got the script, I kept thinking to myself,
who wins this?
Why does this feel like Eli Drinkwitz's Kalen DeBall moment against Georgia? Why does it feel like that to me? Because guess what? If Missouri wins this game, yes, their team, their schedule, they got a gauntlet, but you're giving this team freaking moxie. You're giving this team fire. And then you go play at Auburn. They're not ranked. Auburn's still trying to figure out an identity. And I don't know if they're going to figure that identity out yet. Jackson Arnold is more Lincoln, Riley Leonard than he'll be, Josh Allen ever at this point. And then Vanderbilt, I think, is going to start the reel after, Diego Paiva came back to reality, flew off into the sun and got burned.
He surely did.
I think Texas A&M is one of the best teams in the country, so that'll be
I'm with you there.
Something. I think they can beat Mississippi State. Oklahoma will be obviously one of the best teams in the country as well. And Arkansas, if they can beat Alabama here, get that statement win. Get that, hey, last year it wasn't just a fluke, which I think they can. They're putting up a lot of points. What did they put? 39 plus points per game, almost.
They scored 29 on South Carolina. Lenore Sellers had a game that game.
Yeah, and hey, he couldn't pass the ball. On the ground, he had a game. I mean, they held South Carolina
passing in 2 touchdowns, I think, in that game.
They had less than 200 yards passing total.
I'm not going to look at it.
But
yep, Sellers was 18 for 28, 302 yards and 2 touchdowns in that game against Missouri.
Really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn that they held them. They
nope.
held them
302 yards passing.
Yeah, 302. Yeah, but Bella was
that's a lot. Fault.
Yeah.
But that also says a lot for Todd Simpson. So
I feel like Missouri's just not getting in the SEC. They're just not getting a lot of love right now.
I think they could be this year's Tennessee, that team who kind of gets into the playoffs out of the SEC. You know, finish the season with like 2 losses in the conference. They have supreme balance. It is very difficult in a raucous environment to beat a team with that type of balance, because coming into the game, everybody's going to say, we got to stop Ahmad Hardy. We got to stop Ahmad Hardy. We got to stop Ahmad Hardy. And the thing about it is, not only can Bo throw, Bo can also move that thing. You know what I'm saying? He can run as well. So this is a tough game to call. And I know I'm going to have to pick this game this week. I don't feel like picking this damn game.
Let's look at the receipt. Kevin Coleman, I know you're a Kevin Coleman Jr. guy. I know you like him. KT, I know you're a fan of, but I've been in on Norfleet. Like, I think this kid is almost one of the underrated tight ends in the game, probably top 10 when fully healthy.
Yes, I agree with that.
I think that he could be an X factor in this game, you know, with Alabama, because he can either draw linebackers out to clear lanes for Hardy, right? Or chip and far where he's in pockets. And now this guy's eating up chunks 6 to 8 yards at a time. And then they started counting for Norfleet up over the top. If Missouri can play physical and fast,
that's the key.
Physical and fast. I think, and keep Alabama on their heels. I think that they can win this game. It's at home, correct? They're playing in Missouri, right?
Yeah, this game is in Columbia, and we know how difficult it is to go down there and get a win in Columbia. This is a really tough game to pick, but if this season continues to play with our heartstrings like it has the first 6 weeks, why not Mizzou? Yeah, I'm gonna go Mizzou too.
I like it. I really do. I love it. I'll be honest. I'm hoping for a Mizzou win. So,
all right, let's get to it. There's a game this week, River Rivalry. I don't even want to introduce the game. We got Jared Gray here. Nobody's close to the program to here. Yeah, I'm not talking either. It's your show, brother. Take it away.
Listen, I will say this. I've been lucky enough to go to a lot of great football games. There's only one football game in the entire country where 2 teams are within a mile from the stadium, from their stadium to the Cotton Bowl, right? Within a mile. Norman to the Cotton Bowl, Austin to the Cotton Bowl, within 1 mile. They split the stadium 50-50. They switch it every year. The rivalries, whether the team's ranked first or 50th, it doesn't matter. That game's close. Or it's a blowout. It's one or the other. It ain't never like, oh, well, it's so good team showed up, this and that. We kind of knew what 2 years it was going to be a blowout, and that's the years that Oklahoma lost their quarterback with Dylan Gabriel, comes back, and that was an absolute monster of a game, right? Then last year, you lose your starting quarterback, and then, which Arnold wasn't doing anything anyway, but you had no presence last year. You didn't have a good offense. You had a decent defense. This year, roles kind of flipped. You got a quarterback who's supposed to be really good. You got another quarterback that's coming off of surgery. And I will say this. I'm going to stay on this one. I have said that the surgery happened at the right time. First of all, you don't break your hand and play an entire football game if you're not capable of playing a football game. Completed 16 passes in a row after that, by the way. John Mateer dressed out last week with a brace on his hand. First of all, why are you dressing out? You ain't gonna play. You just gonna hype out like I'm gonna wear a brace for the first time in a week and a half since I've had surgery because he didn't wear it all week in school.
Or at Chipotle.
At Chipotle, he had a Band-Aid. Like you don't go from a Band-Aid to wrapping your wrist and putting a brace on it like I'm protecting my hand. Listen, I understand the mind games. I'm here for the mind games. 1,000%. I remember a couple years ago, we got to see the point where like, hey, who's going to play quarterback for the Sugar Bowl when Blake Bell just threw a touchdown pass to beat Oklahoma State and get to the Sugar Bowl. And we got to play Alabama. I told everybody that game, listen, Trevor Knight going to be starting quarterback and they're going to win this ball game because their defense is really solid. And Alabama's team that year in 2013 might have one of the best rosters I've ever seen in football. Go back and look at the 2013 Alabama roster. Dumb. Like, shouldn't have been in that game, but probably the best called game Josh Allen's ever had. But now let's go back to the Oklahoma game. You got a team that's riveting, at 5-0, which pretty sure I've called the 5-0. I said they'll probably be 6-0 if they play.
You did say 6-0. I remember your message inside of the group chat. 100%.
And I kind of stay on this one. I think they keep it quiet. It's closed practices all week. Why? It ain't never closed practice.
That's
right for OU Texas. Like guys are getting hyped. It's too much talk. It's one of the hated rivalries. Everybody on the planet does this. Like we stay this way, right? And I'm here for it. Texas fans are loyal. They're obnoxious. It's the worst color orange I've ever seen in my life. I just don't see the point of it. Just if you wear all white, cool. Like I'm good with it. Like you can rock it. As soon as you rock the burnt orange, it's over. I hope that Arch isn't hurt and he gets to play and we get to see John Mateer walk out. Like I said 3 weeks ago, John Mateer's playing this game. I truly believe that. I think that they're not going to announce it until John Mateer's active and absolute, like you're going to see game day pan away. Like, oh my goodness, here we are. Right. John Mateer's practicing full on. He's in pads. I wouldn't have put him in pads last week. I'd have had him sit on the sideline. I'd have put a soft cast on and played some stupid stuff, but you already played your hand. He was full dressed out last week for no reason. Look, I don't know about you. It's hard to tie my shoe than throw a football. Doing this is easier than all of this with my hands. So he's been gripping his hand, been at Chipotle, eating right-handed. Like, he's good to go. He's already said he's good to go. He's kind of closed practices. I'm going to stay with this one Sooners by 15. I'm happy to go.
I second that motion.
I'm right there.
7 sacks. And Oklahoma might get their first, interception. So we're that.
Hey, if Texas is a one-trick pony and they put it on Archman to win this game, he's not ready for that. We've seen every time they have to put it to his arm to win games and keep them in it. He'll make a couple, but he seems to be flustered right now, and he's not reading defenses very well.
It's crazy. As good as the back half was last year for Oklahoma, and they started off really good in that game, against Quinn Ewers, had an interception, right? We just knew if they were going to win that game, it had to be from a turnover-laden game.
Mm-hmm.
That dude might see 15 players on the field instead of 11.
Hey, how about this? What do you think that record was last year if they had Arch start? Quinn Ewers ain't that bad anymore, huh, fellas?
Right. We talked about this. I really thought Quinn was a really solid quarterback. He might be the best quarterback on the Dolphins right now. So,
agreed.
I agree with that.
His accuracy is there. He's played really well. He had really one bad play, in the playoffs. And if he lets go of the ball in the end zone, he might have a touchdown. Right. They have a phenomenal wide receiver, over in Texas. Wingo, right? He should be in Oklahoma, which sucks. But
they got Wingo, they got Moore, right? They have French, and I'm hearing on X, there's no talent there. What?
Livingstone is there.
They're loaded in the wide receiving core. Hey, Oklahoma would love that. Love that. We literally pieced and parted 7 wide receivers because we didn't have any.
Yeah. Hey, I did notice though, when Livingstone went down, Arch Manning struggled getting the ball out. So when
I
it comes
don't know how you don't give Wingo as much chances. It's kind of like having Xavier Worthy on your team at the time. Like Wingo,
Right.
that dude got hands, man. I mean, he catches everything. Like give
he
him a
needs
chance.
10 targets a game. Needs 10 targets a game.
I agree. I mean, and if he doesn't come up in Oklahoma, we'd love to bring you back. I promise you. Like, come on over.
What happened?
Yeah, that's
Moore last year. DeAndre Moore last year down the stretch. The last 7-8 games of the year, I'm like, hey, here's your wide receiver one. Everybody leaves. Here's your wide receiver one for long. And he's struggling to find him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe hit on his girlfriend or something. I have no
Jack
idea.
Endry's
Like,
friend? Right?
I got
Jack
no
Endry's,
idea at this point.
Jack Endry's is a true freshman in Cal. Back-to-back seasons was a dude at tight end. Barely get looks right now.
But you know what? Players don't transfer to the SEC from Cal very well.
No,
I mean, we got this running back. He was a dude, absolute dude from Cal last year, and I don't even know if that dude's going to class. He's been missing so much in the backfield.
I don't even know if he goes to practice.
All you've been hearing, like this dude, he's got so much stuff about him. Like Nagy was like, hey, he's just got a different thing about him. Maybe it's different things. He didn't show up like the rest of the players did because, or
you got some outstanding.
Maybe we're really playing some games here, and we're not going to show the dude until OU Texas. Remember when Damian Williams just showed out Texas for a 97-yard, and we're like, where you been for five games? And now you blow up and have like went to the Super Bowl, win 2 touchdowns in this. That dude didn't quiet after the OU Texas game. And I hope that's a thing this week. But Blaylock done shut his door on that guy.
The freshman, by the way. Freshman,
true freshman. But
also shutting the door on Tatum, a freshman.
Yeah, Tatum need to go play baseball this one, bro.
Yo, I'm telling you, had a loaded room, and they all just stink. Even Javonte Barnes isn't what we thought he was going to be.
Hey, can we talk about some like Gavin Shawchuck balling elsewhere? Like,
Boomer, ever show you this? I don't know if you can see it. If you can see
I can't. What's his name?
I won a championship with your Sooners in this league I was in, and they hand out trophies when you win it. Yeah, it was Oklahoma. My name in that chat is actually Boomer Sooner, by the way. I know he's not producing IRL, but on a video game, that kid Tatum is amazing. I ran for probably like 2,100 yards with him.
If John Mattia does not play in this game, and
it might be 10-7.
and I'm not 100% sure because I think this is after the comments that Shock made today about we somebody else played my schedule, what would that could be? Oh, Scooby, give me a snack. You know what I mean? But out of those comments, I wouldn't be surprised if he gave Arch Manning a binky and a blanket and says, homie, go take this week off. They're running Hawkins. We're gonna run our backup. It is what it is. If we win, we win. We don't. At this point, and like he said, we get a 14-10 game or a 17-13.
I think Sark needs this, win. I really do. I
think Arch playing says something for his character. I think he needs to play in this game because it's been a soft season for him. There's a lot of questions and a lot of dots being thrown at him that I think that if he sits this game out, oh boy. The stinger, you got a stinger, and now it's all of a sudden you can't play.
So, how do you feel about Texas' offensive line?
They should be good, and they stink. They can't run the ball.
Do you think they're better than Auburn's offensive line?
On paper, yes.
Do we see at least 5 sacks Saturday from Oklahoma?
I think you see 5+ sacks. And
if it's 5+ sacks, it's a wrap.
Here's the problem is I think he sees ghosts. I think he's another quarterback that lets the media seep into the back of his head. And then once the pressure comes, it's just constantly there, whether it's there or not. Oh, it's a shadow. Am I coming? I got the pocket. And when he's
I'll be honest with you, experience-wise alone, I don't really want to throw the backup quarterback against that front seven.
Right.
Because David Stone looks possessed. He's who we thought he was going to be 3 years ago. Yeah. That he looks possessed the last 5 games. And they might have one of the top 5 pass rushers in football, right? And I mean, he was suspended for the Auburn game in the first minute of the second half. He has a sack, and then he has the closing sack for a safety. You see me? He's literally the first and last person he saw in the second half. Arnold. I mean, which is wild.
What happened to Peyton Bowen?
Peyton Bowen?
He's not the same as he was last year.
Well, I think a lot of it is he's not playing as aggressive because he could play more aggressive last year because of who he had at the other safety.
I feel like I had him as in my mind as a guy that was going to be kind of that Caleb Downs category in a year or two, and now I'm just not sure. Now I feel like he's more like in that Malachi Starks category.
I just think it's maybe he's not going to play as aggressive, but how many times have we seen somebody throw up the middle on them? It's been down the sideline. Or don't be wrong, Coleman's an absolute monster, by the way. But I think with who they had last year, at the other safety, which starting for the Atlanta Falcons at this point, it's hard to replace that guy in general. And then you have to take over his leadership role, and he hasn't had to be that guy, right? And I think he hasn't got to play aggressive, and he's not playing the cheetah either. So we got to see him play the cheetah a lot last year, and
that's where he should be.
He's dangerous, man. But where's the leadership if he's not there? Right.
Right.
You get to see Daniels come over from Oklahoma State. He looks like a man possessed.
Mhm.
The Michigan Haynes still wishes he'd never seen his face. That was one of the nastiest hits in football this year. I mean, I'd have yelled at everybody if I was Haynes because he came through clean.
Nobody touched him.
Yeah, so you got to see Daniels, who's can be aggressive and play hard. That's what you would expect from Peyton,
right?
If he was playing cheetah, and he's not. And I think that he just has to play general. And obviously, they've had the freshman Gilroy get toasted by Coleman, but Coleman is that dude. But then he came back and played really strong since then. Gilroy, I think, is going to be one of those guys, a really, really solid corner. I'm really proud of what he's done already. And probably the best thing that could have happened to him is get roasted because now he gets to
it's out of his system.
Yeah. So, which is scary for the rest of the season because they're not going to play together.
Cedric Baxter and Tatum are in the same class, right?
Yes.
Busville, USA, baby.
Yeah. 100%.
Wow.
100%.
As much as we say Alabama not having a 5-star stud, Texas, where's your 5-star running back at?
I mean, it's wild. I mean, that's another one. Like they haven't really had a dude. They had Bijan, right? But besides Bijan, who's I guess they had
Jonathan Brooks, but
he torn his ACL twice now. So
yes.
He might be done. So.
Jadon Blue can't even crack the back in Dallas. So
yeah, I mean,
Bijan, and then before that, it was a couple.
Oof. But not great. You know what I mean? Right. Just kind of average dudes. I mean, you have to go back to Williams and Benson, and those were dudes.
Cedric Benson was. Yeah,
Cedric Benson. Don't get me wrong. Cedric Benson was the reason why Adrian Peterson wasn't allowed to play football at Texas. Like, have a good day for you. You blew that one. I appreciate it. Let's go back to the OU Texas. Mac Brown, hey, we can bring in Cedric Benson back, and all he really wanted to do was a chance. Hey, I just want a chance to play. Coach, can you jump? Well, no, we got Cedric Benson coming back, and we're not going to let you do that. And he's like, all right, dude. He never even looked back. Went to Oklahoma, and then first rush from Oklahoma during that game, OU Texas, was 42 yards down the sideline, which they won 12-0.
See? Jalen knows, bro. Dante Foreman. Yep.
Dante Foreman was solid. Yep. Was solid. Yep.
All right. I got one last question before we get out of here. This is an outstanding question that Nino proposed that we should ask for this episode. If you had a roster and you needed a wide receiver, would you rather have Dallas Wilson or Decorian Moore?
Fully healthy. And I'm an Oregon guy.
Yeah.
Fully healthy. Give me Dallas Wilson.
Dallas Wilson.
What did Alabama? You see what not Alabama. Who they just play?
They just played Texas.
That's what I'm saying, Texas. I don't know why it's out. But Michael Taft couldn't stop him. Like he did. That boy did whatever he wanted to do, fully healthy, and we saw it kind of. It was game. Was it not? Was it preseason in the spring game? Besides a little bit.
It was the spring season. He dominated. He carried the spring season.
He has Jeremiah Smith capabilities.
I like that.
Do you know? Real quick, I'm gonna go way back. Do you know what Nino's number is? The yards per reception. Like, if he's a dude, if his yard per reception is above what number? Do you know? Because I know, and I'm going to go look in a second, but I'm pretty sure the number is 18, and we had this conversation.
Yeah, and he's at 18 and a half, right?
I knew what his answer was going to be before as soon as he said Wilson, I'm like, next question, sir.
Yeah,
like,
I think we're unanimous there. And
I think Moore is going to be a superb talent
mm-hmm.
in both Saturday and Sundays, but I think Moore could be more of that. Makai
Wilson,
Lemon,
that dude.
St.
He really could be that dude.
Grown man. He's already got grown man size already.
Grown man, yep.
13, like, come on, man.
Imagine he gets like 222, 6'4".
Dude, he's the tight end in a wide receiver's body.
Yeah.
But who can run route like this dude? I don't think there's a cornerback. Maybe DJ Pickett that could guard him on a jump ball. Maybe.
Do you move him like you did Pitts way back in the day at Florida?
No, because I've never seen anybody move from wide receiver to tight end and be really that successful. Pitts sucks, dude.
It was good at college.
That's cool. College is not the next level.
I mean, it just depends on which pitch you see this. I mean,
Wilson was definitely, DJ Lagway looked so horrible his last two games. We talk about the 5 interception outing versus LSU.
I will give me 2 wide receivers that were dudes. In high school, they were wide receivers. They moved to tight end and then became really good dudes.
I'm interested to hear this.
Jermaine Gresham, Oklahoma.
I remember Gresham.
Mark Andrews, Oklahoma.
Really?
Mark Andrews played wide receiver at Arizona in high school, right?
Yeah.
And became a dude because he grew into his body. He was already a big dude in high school, but he put on some weight and then won the John Mackey, right?
I got a special place for Andrews because he's diabetic, and I got diabetic kids.
100%. And I mean, type 1 diabetic. And I mean,
he's 5 years and the Ravens, but he was good. And that boy, he fell off the damn cliff, boy. You don't know.
He had 2 touchdowns 2 weeks ago. I mean,
yeah, okay.
They got nobody. The Ravens got nobody right now. They got 11 players hurt right now. So
I understand, but boy, he got to be 100%.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. I hope they're like, you know what? We could probably get something out of Mark Andrews, and my guy right here.
That's my man. They're the outliers, bro.
Gets his buddy back. You can. Hey,
wasn't Tommy Tremble a wide receiver turned tight end?
I'll take Andrews over K. Dotton right now. Right now.
Well, who?
K. Dotton, the tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I take Mark Andrews right now. And so would he.
Bro, you're high. Mark Andrews' better days are behind him, my friend.
Best days maybe. But Sterling Shepard sure came back off of retirement and playing pretty well at Tampa.
You're talking about one of
Sterling Shepard was nobody 20 years ago.
Oh boy, you just put Mark Andrews in the same breath as Sterling Sharp.
Sterling Shepard.
No. Shepard.
Oh. Sterling Shepard.
But still, my
Sterling Shepard retired from football.
Don't make me walk off this one.
He had a few.
Sterling Shepard retired from football, came back for Tampa, and has been starting the last 2 years and has been a solid wide receiver for a ridiculous wide receiver core, by the way. The fact you're even a number 3 in that group said something because you're really probably number 4, and he continues to play well. Sterling Shepard.
About Jalen McMillan, though?
He's injured, so
stay injured.
I mean, McMillan, I mean, is a dude, but let's be real, he's number 4 behind Mbuka. So
4, 5, 6, 7.
It's way back, bro. It's way back. So I'm just saying, Andrews would look good in a Bucks uniform at
Are you guys calling Traylon Burks? Are you calling up Traylon Burks?
No.
You might. Patriots might too. One of us are going with the wide receivers we got, boy.
Y'all calling everybody. Hey, McMillan would look good in a Patriots uniform.
Who? Burks?
No, McMillan.
No, bro, I already had the Washington experience, bro. I don't need no more Washington. Jalen just took up space, bro. That was all he did. All right. They said, you're going to be injured. We're going to put you on a cut list. And we're not going to cut you. We'll trade you. We'll put you on trade to Pittsburgh. Maybe they could do something for you in 2 years.
Diggs had a good game last week.
Who?
Yesterday. Stephon Diggs. He had a good game.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Diggs. But who else we got? Besides
Nobody. Nobody.
Butte starts for you guys, right?
Yes, he's a good 3. I need 2.
Hey, still the worst interview I've ever had at the combine.
I will take AJ Brown.
I'm sure you would.
I don't know if he's got a lot of days left in Philly.
Yeah.
I know KT would take AJ Brown. And
oh man, last night, yeah, we got a bunch of threes.
I told you don't got a 1.
We don't. Oh yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. We don't have a 1. When Dalton Kincaid is your best wide receiver at the tight end position week in and week out, you have trouble. You have 100% trouble.
The next step Demario Douglas is taking is to the cut list, my friend, because they have his replacement in Efton Chisholm. He knows how to fall forward and not backwards. He also knows that it's 4th and 1 and not 4th and 2.
Wow. Drake made that kid look incredible last night. As I always like to say, there are no more victories in the sport that survive in advance. That's what college football has the greatest regular season. Till next time, you all take. This has been a blast. We got to do this again. You all take care. Y'all already know. Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir.